So for smell, when you've got the smell there, right? These plants do smell, particularly in the flowering stage, right? Even in veg, you're going to have some plant smell happen. How do you go about hiding the smell?
I'll start with like the easiest, kind of quickest, but laziest way. And that is, say the smell is just kind of out of control, you haven't been taking care of it, whatever. And you got someone coming over and you just don't want them, to know about it. Maybe they know that you consume, but you don't want them to know about it. Light one up. Just light one up, cloud it up, and now they're just gonna smell that, and they're not gonna know that you've got a garden in the back bedroom. So I guess that's like number one, easiest, laziest, kind of just. But really, it's tough. It's not easy because like I said, you open up the tent, smell leaks out. You harvest. How do you trim a plant without stinking up the whole house? I mean, it's not easy. But there are some things that you can do. But before we get into those, I think the first thing we should talk about is negative pressure. So negative pressure is when you're looking at your grow tent and you have your fan. It's sitting on top of the carbon filter, or maybe the carbon filter is mounted and the fan's beside it and it's pumping air out through the ducting. You'll notice that the sides of the tent start to squeeze in. And when those sides of the tent are squeezing in, that means that no air is leaking out through your zipper holes, through the holes in the bottom of the tent, the mesh holes, basically any hole. Because no matter how well a tent is built, there's always going to be a hole, whether you can see it or not, that odors can get out. So negative pressure basically makes it so the stinky air that's in the tent only has one way out, and that's through the carbon filter, where it's scrubbed of odors, and then out the tube. You got to check that tubing for holes. If there's a hole in your ducting, your carbon filter will be useless. You got to check your connections, where your ducting connects to the carbon filter, where it connects to the fan. You got to make sure all those are tight and sealed. You can use tape. You make a special duct tape. Not like your traditional duct tape, but like the foil duct tape that is heat resistant, that you can seal it up with. But then it's like, say you do all that and you got your negative pressure and everything's good, but you got to work on your plant. You got to open up the tent. You open up that tent, there's not going to, unless your fan is, a 12-inch monster vortex fan in a 2x4 tent, you're not going to be able to keep negative pressure with the door open. It's not going to happen. So there's ways around that. One way is a lung room. So you utilize either the closet or the bedroom that your grow tent is in as a quote-unquote lung room. So what you could do is you could have a 4-inch carbon fan and filter inside of the tent that is creating negative pressure in the tent at all times. And then inside of the bedroom or closet that you're in, you can have a bigger fan that's rated for whatever size the room is, with a carbon filter exhausting out the window. So now you've got negative pressure twice. You've got it in the tent, and then you also have it in the room. And you want to make sure that the door is closed to the room when you're working in there, obviously. But that should protect you, right? So if you open up the tent, you still have negative pressure in the room, so the smell isn't going to leak out under the door. And you can work in there, and then you can close it up. And once a half hour after you close it up, if you want, you could turn off the carbon filter in the big room, and only run it in the small room. So I think that is really kind of the biggest thing that people can do to really like have it under control for most of the time. You have a little bit of experience with this, so is that something that you ever tried?
Yeah, carbon filters are definitely key. I ran carbon filters for many years. Now I don't even bother to run them anymore, to be honest with you, because I'm just pumping it out up into my attic and it's being ventilated out my roof. But I'm not really hiding the smell. I don't really need to hide the smell much anymore. What about, aren't there like gel products or something that come in containers that people use? Have you used any of those? Are those effective? Or incense? Some people burn incense.
I've never used incense for that. I mean, I've used incense to cover up when I was lighting up when I was 16 in my bedroom, but I don't think it tricked my mom, to be honest with you. They don't smell that bad in the veg stage. They do a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, it's still it's enough, but it's not as nearly as potent as the bloom stage. And also, when I was doing a little bit of research on this, just to kind of recap before the podcast, I found that there are some varieties out there that are have lower odors. Like, they're just known for having lower odors, and so that's also something that if people are concerned about, they can look into. But the gel blocks that you're referring to, Ona Blocks is one of the this is basically the top brand, and they work fantastic. They've got thousands of reviews, 4.5 stars. We sell them on Happy Hydro, so if anyone wants to look for them, they can take a look. But mostly, if you have your carbon filter set up properly and you have some sort of lung room kind of set up properly too, you don't need them really until like your harvest and your trimming, and just when it gets to a point where, you know, it gets a little out of control when you're harvesting and trimming. So that's when you might want to introduce something like these Ona Blocks that just basically overpower the odor with its own odor. It's like Febreze on steroids almost.
This clip is brought to you by Happy Hydro. For all your garden equipment needs, visit happyhydro.com, link is in the video description, and use the discount code MrGrowIt.